Hey guys, OGL Biden here, bringing you guys my APA Academy Season 2 Week 5 game against Diet Tight and his New Britain Rockruffs. If you guys are interested in the specific sets that we're bringing, EVs and all that stuff, I definitely recommend you check out our team builder. Should have went up yesterday. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. I go over, sets in detail and, the matchup and the 6 my opponent could have potentially brought. But if you do just want to see the battle and you want a tiny bit of context going in, quick rundown on the 6 that we're bringing. We're bringing a Stealth Rock 3 attacks, Mixed Mega Garchomp, a Wish Protect, Ironhead Toxic, Shuka Rachi for that Diancie right there, a AV Keldeo with Endeavor as a 4th move teched on there to catch stuff like Slowbro for Very Weekend or, other mons on his team. The Piloswine with 3 attacks and Endeavor as well, with the same sort of goal right there, because we have Rocks on Garchomp and I didn't really need a 4th move, so I figured I'd tack it on there. So we're going with a double Endeavor this week. Sub 3 attacks, Bolt Beam, Psychic, Deoxys with the Expert Belt, and then a Nasty Plot 3 attacks, Chalon, Berry, Meganadel, which is going to be our win con this week. As you can see, the 6 my opponent elected to bring, it looks like he went with the Slowbro, Conkeldurr, Mega Diancie, Rayquaza, Electros, and Darkrai. Now, right off the bat, very much what I expected. Opposed to maybe the Skarmory sitting on the bench, which is very nice for us. I see why he definitely didn't want to bring it. I see why he brought the 6 that he did. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very happy to not see it because we didn't bring any hazard removal on our team this week. So if we got stacked, our defensive checks like Keldeo and Piloswine kind of go out the window with hazards up there. Not the best checks in the world. And I also see that his only rocker potentially is Diancie. So if we can stop that thing from rocking, we should be able to play without hazards on our side of the field, which is again really, really nice. Now right off the bat, I'm going to lead off with my Garchomp. I want to get up my rocks turn 1 if I possibly can. And I figure it's the Elite 2 full member here. It doesn't really check much defensively in this matchup, unfortunately. Everything can kind of have a coverage move to just bop it or do a lot of damage, especially being that we're minus Spadef. A hidden power ice from the Electros is going to do a ton. As unfortunately, he does elect to lead off with the Slowbro. Now, this is really bad for us. I don't want to just throw my Garchomp out for no reason, so I am going to switch out right here. Going to the Rachi, expecting the Ice Beam or something like that. Kind of want to scout what he wants to go for, as he actually goes for the Scald. And so we kind of have to pray for no burn here. He doesn't get it. It wouldn't have been the biggest deal in the world if he got the burn, being that we're a more supportive set, and we really only care about damaging the Diancie with Ironhead. And that'll die through burn usually anyway. So right here, he's going to pull the switch out into his Electros, as I am going to throw off his Toxic. I wanted to cast that Slowbro with the Toxic really bad if I at all possibly could, but he made a good play in scouting for that, or if I was a special attacking set or anything like that, and going into his Electros. And right here, I'm going to throw up a Wish, as he does try and catch me on a double as he goes back into the Slowbro. I'm assuming he assumed I was going to go into my Garchomp to try and get up my rocks or something like that, so it definitely makes sense on his end, but I do kind of want to scout out and see what this Electros set is. It can never knock me out or anything like that, as he is going to pull the switch out once again, go back out into his Electros, not wanting his Slowbro to be toxic, which is very fair on his end, as I'm going to go for it again. I don't have a reason to overplay at this point. I get back up to full anyways right here, as he is going to go out into the Electros, like I said, take a little bit more Poison Chip, and this turn I'm going to throw up a Protect. I don't think he's going to, double or anything like that. This turn, being like I stayed in last time, he's going to go for the knockoff. Obviously, we're protected from that, and we definitely don't die to a knockoff at all anyways, as he's going to take a little bit more Poison Chip. I'm going to throw up a Wish right here, as he does try to switch out again, catching us going into the the Darkrai right here, as we do throw up a Wish. I live the knockoff regardless, and I figured getting up a Wish and, stalling that thing out would be very, very nice, as he does, like I said, pull a switch out into Darkrai, and I'm going to pull a switch out into my Keldeo. I can take any one hit from this thing no matter what, and I can wish up pretty much back all the HP. I think he's going to go for the Dark Pulse, and this lets me scout his set. We're going to see that he is not Life Orb right here. I'm getting ahead of myself because of the Justified animation. That doesn't matter at all. But we're going to see that he is not Life Orb at all, so that's very nice. This makes us a much more sturdy check to this thing, even if he is Thunderbolt. We definitely live 2 of them now. As he is going to pull the switch out into a Slowbro, I'm going to expect that, double out myself, go into my Deoxys attack, being that if he is a more Phys-Def set, we throw off the Thunderbolt, and we have a very, very good chance of knocking him out, which is obviously really, really nice. This thing is a big threat, and he doesn't have much to switch into this otherwise, so I am going to throw off the Thunderbolt. We are going to not get the KO, unfortunately. He just barely hangs on, but we get the Para. This is very unfortunate for him. It also is a bit annoying for us, because I would have much preferred getting a Toxic off on this thing, but the Thunderbolt could come in handy later. The Para could come in handy later, as he's going to set up a Trick Room. Now, this is really scary. Trick Room plus Conk is terrifying for my team to deal with, so I'm going to pull a switch out into Rachi, trying to potentially stall out, these turns right here. He's going to go for a Scald, not get the burn again, which is great. And this turn, I'm going to throw off an Iron Head as he gets fully paired. Now, this really sucks for Dai. The reason I made this play, obviously, I know Iron Head isn't doing much to this thing, but if he wanted to go for a Slack Off, he goes for a Slack Off, he gets up a bunch of health, but I still had a Trick Room turn, which is obviously really nice. If he wanted to switch out and regen up the health, you know, and not risk the para, then something else on his team would have had to take an Iron Head, and it really wouldn't have appreciated it. Again, that's another turn of Trick Room stalled, and if he wants to go for a Scald or anything like that, we should be able to knock him out regardless even of burn, just because of how low he was. So unfortunately, he does just get paired. I'm assuming he went for the Slack Off that turn. That's probably his best play. So that is really, really unfortunate. I apologize to Dai right there. Losing the slow blow is very, very big, as he's going to pull switch out into his Conkeldurr. I'm going to protect to stall out a turn of this Trick Room right here, see what he wants to go for. He ends up going for the knockoff. Very, very fair play, obviously, as he is going to reveal to be Guts Flame Orb right here. So right here, my play is to switch out into my Garchomp. Like I said, it's my least useful member. Unless he goes hard for an Ice Punch right here, I live any one hit, and the next turn I can get up my rocks, and I can potentially get some rough skin damage off on this thing too. He goes for the Drain Punch. That does an absolute huge load of damage right here, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to go for the rocks here. I should be out of range of a Mach Punch, which is very nice. We're going to get those guys up, as he does end up going for another Drain Punch. I'm ahead of myself a little bit right here. He goes for another Drain Punch, knocks out our Garchomp right here. So again, very, very unfortunate, but at least Garchomp got up its rocks. Again, like I said, it wasn't the most useful member defensively in this matchup, and offensively it was pretty good, but it wasn't, you know, obviously very, very vital in us winning, other than getting up those rocks to break potential Sash on Rayquaza and get some chip on Deoxys and things like that, and Diancie. So right here, I'm going to pull switch out into my Deoxys. He's obviously going to switch out himself. This is a very, very free Psychic. If he goes hard into Darkrai, it's a very, very manly play on his end. I don't expect him to do that with how good Darkrai is versus me in this end game. So I'm going to throw off the Psychic, get a bunch of chip off on this Electros, revealing that it is Assault Vest, so I don't have to worry about like a crazy Scarf set or anything like that. I don't even know if Scarf Electros would outspeed me. But regardless, we're going to throw off another Psychic, knock out this Electros, which is very nice. That thing was pretty annoying for our team to deal with and switch into. So right here, he's going to pull switch out into his Darkrai. This screams that he's either 1, Choice Scarf, or 2, has Sucker Punch on him, so I am going to switch out, expecting him to go for one of those 2 moves, go into the Piloswine. Now, the reason I went into Piloswine over the Keldeo this time is because I expected him to want to double into Rayquaza. If he's going to make a double at all, either do that or into the Diancie, and I can take a hit from either one of those things and potentially revenge kill them. So I figured Piloswine was my best bet, and nothing switches into Icicle Crash at this point in his team, so I figured that would be, you know, a pretty safe play on my end if you wanted to go for one of those. But he is going to make a phenomenal play. I think probably just expecting me to do what I said I was going to do, and he's going to go onto the Conkeldurr. Now, if I would have went into Keldeo, we would have been in a little bit better of a position because we could have thrown off a pretty big hit. But nonetheless, I am kind of forced to just sack off my Piloswine right here. I'm going to go for the Icicle Crash. Not going to lie, kind of hoping to get a flinch right here, get a little bit more damage off on this thing. We do a little chunk right there, and we actually get the flinch. So that's really unfortunate for Dai because of the fact that if he is no HP Conkeldurr, which I don't expect, sometimes people are no HP in Conkeldurr and just throw it into Spadef to take those special hits better. But being that this is a Trick Room set, I definitely expect him to just be max HP, max attack. But if he is no HP, we actually always knock him out with Earthquake right here. If he is max HP, we never knock him out, so it's kind of dependent on, you know, that factor right there. But I figured my best play is just throw off an Earthquake regardless, see if we can potentially knock him out. I don't need Piloswine in this game to win in the end game, so I figured it's my best bet right here, as we are going to throw off an Earthquake, and you're going to see right here from this damage that we actually end up getting a crit. So we got a flinch into a crit on this Conkeldurr. This definitely mattered. I talked to Dai after the game. He was max HP, so we never knocked that thing out, and that is absolutely huge. He is in a terrible spot right now, an absolutely terrible spot, because nothing on his team can OHKO my Piloswine at all. He's kind of forced to go into this Darkrai, missed the Focus Blast, and even then, he doesn't ever knock us out from full. We are, you know, at completely max HP. So he never knocks us out from full, and we get a huge hit off on this thing, which is obviously amazing for us, and really, really bad for Dice. So I do apologize. That crit and the flinch, that flinch and a crit was huge on, was huge in the grand scheme of this game. So right here, he's going to go into the Darkrai, go for the Focus Blast. He is going to hit. Thankfully for him, unfortunately for us, but like I said, we always live that hit, which is great. I'm going to throw off an Earthquake. Depending on, you know, rolls and things like that, I could potentially knock him out with Earthquake into Ice Shard. Based on that roll, though, I don't think I'll be able to right here, unfortunately. As I am just going to throw off an Ice Shard, though, to potentially put him in range of rocks, things like that, and there's no reason not to. As he is going to go for the Dark Pulse. knock out my Piloswine, but that's completely fine. Kylo definitely did its job and more. As right here, I'm going to go into Deoxys. Now, this is a really bad play. I'm not even going to front and be like, you know, I'm going in here for Sucker Punch Mind Games, or I know he's not Scarf now, so I went into this. Well, that's kind of not true. I kind of just blanked. I was, you know, in the heat of the moment. Earlier in the game, I literally switched out fearing Sucker Punch, and then I switched hard in on it. Like, you know, I completely forgot what the move was, and that Darkrai got it. And I'm not even going to click sub right here. I'm just going to click Ice Beam, because I'm like, oh, I claim a kill right here. If he goes into Diancie, Ice Beam, the Psychic should kill. And I obviously killed the Ray, but he's going to go for the Sucker Punch and knock me clean out. Again, that was a really dumb play on my end. I don't know what I was thinking at all there. I gave him my Deoxys for free, which could be really bad in this endgame, because Deoxys was a great way of potentially winning this game, or potentially, you know, it was a good sack potentially and not allowing the Rayquaza set up. So I'm going to go into my Keldeo like I should have originally. There's no reason for me not to. He's going to go for a Focus Blast, do absolutely nothing, revealing he probably didn't have the T-Bolt. I'm going to go for Surf because it was my best move to hit the rest of his team neutrally. And obviously hit the Diancie, and the Rayquaza would die to Surf into Icy Wind after Rocks anyways. So down goes the Darkrai. He's going to go on to Diancie. Now, Dai's play right here is to, let's talk about my play first, because, you know, this is my battle and stuff. My play right here is to just stay in and click Surf. He can never knock me out with Moonblast at all. And if he Megas, we actually knock him out with Surf, being that he did take Rocks damage. As long as he's not, like, super, super bulky, we should always knock him out. If he's like max HP, it's a roll, but I don't expect that in this matchup at all. I think he needs all the attacking power he can get with the Jirachi sitting in the back. But if I get off the Surf damage on this, I can potentially just go in and I can win with my Naga, because I can revenge it with a, you know, Sludge Wave, and then guarantee outspeed a Rayquaza in the back, you know, and then kill it after Rocks with Dragon Pulse, which would be obviously really great. And he can't knock us out with Extreme Speed because of the Chalon Berry. Now, Dai makes a really good play right here. He's very smart, and he realizes that I'm a Assault Vest from earlier in the game, so he knows he can never knock me out with a Moonblast right here. So what he's going to do is he's going to stay unmega'd and get off his get off a Moonblast on me, and then Mega the next turn outspeed and then knock me out. But I'm going to go for the Surf right here, and you're going to see I'm going to get another crit. I never knocked him out otherwise, because regular Diancie is much, much bulkier than Mega. So again, that's really huge, because now he's forced to go out into his Rayquaza, and really just hope I miss an Icy Wind. Now the thing is, if I do miss an Icy Wind right here, I think I lose the game. I think I just legitimately lose the game on the spot. So I do have to pray that Hax doesn't come back to bite me after how much I've gotten this game. Thankfully, we are able to hit it. We're able to bring it down very, very low. His speed is going to drop, so this Dragon Dance isn't going to matter at all right here. You know, he'll be +1 attack, but he will not be +1 speed, and that's all that really does end up mattering, as I am just going to be able to throw off a Surf this next turn to knock him out. He's going to go for the Extreme Speed. We are out of range of that, thankfully. You know, brings us down to 54. We're able to Surf, take out this Rayquaza, and then walk out of this game with a 3-0 victory. Now, I'm not going to say we shouldn't have won this game, because we don't know how this game would have played out otherwise, if there wasn't any hacks, but this game, Dai shouldn't have lost this game like this. This game was really, really bad hacks-wise. I felt terrible after this game. We were actually playing on call, and I have never apologized more on a call in my life. The flinch crit on Piloswine on the Conkeldurr, the T-Bolt full para on the Slowbro, making it to where he lost his Trick Room core pretty much, and then that Surf crit on Diancie at the end there just kind of made it to where he had absolutely no chance of winning this game, regardless of how well he played and how well he prepped, because he did build a very good team. He has a, you know, he's a phenomenal builder, phenomenal player, so I'm sad that this couldn't have been a better game for you guys to watch and for me and Dai to play, but hopefully we'll get to play him in playoffs or something like that, and we'll have a real match that doesn't have as much hacks. So again, GG's to him. I really do apologize about the hacks, but it's a W, and we'll take those, especially with how our season's been going so far. It brings us up to 2-3, which is very, very nice. Next week, we play against our buddy Zombie and his Victoria Victinis, where he has a Marshadow, and fast fighting types, especially ones that have a Ghost Stab on top of that, absolutely run us through. So I have no idea how we're going to deal with that. Hopefully we can come up with some cool prep and, you know, play around or something like that, but it's definitely going to be a problem. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so you can catch all our league games as they go up every week and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Later.